Anna, I've got to ask, I'm inspired. World of dating apps, co-founding Curtain to construction tech, two areas I absolutely love personally. Can you talk me through the pivot to get there? What have you learned from each industry? Are there any correlations you're seeing? Dating app for project managers, maybe?
So it's an interesting time of my life to think about, right? I worked on dating apps for over 4 years. There's so much magic to building like human connection. Once I put that part of my life down and started spending time with my dad, figuring out what was next for me, trade really ended up right in front of me. If you had asked me 5 years ago if I would be building construction software, I wouldn't have believed the answer, right? I didn't think that was where I was going based on my career to date. But I'm so happy I did. I think the deeper I went into the space, meeting contractors, meeting construction workers, I really realized how much opportunity there was to innovate and create. And that got me really excited. So as soon as I started really going deep on the industry, there was really no looking back. I think there are some similarities though, right? I think ultimately the success of a business is the ability to build a market network. And that's not dissimilar from a dating app. So we'll see what we can do with trade.
And what's your advice to those who want to pivot out of an industry if you do feel like you're getting ingrained in one vertical? You just took the leap, and it's obviously very helpful having the wealth of knowledge from your dad. But, you know, how do people even go about thinking I'm just going to completely change everything I've known for the last 4 years?
It's incredibly hard, right? Like there's almost nothing to say other than do your research and stay curious. Listen to everybody. I like to say all the time, people are talking about problems left and right. They're complaining, right? And if you look a little deeper and you ask some qualifying questions, you can start to uncover things that may really excite you. So keep your ears open. Ask people in different industries about what they do, about the challenges that they face, and maybe something will surprise you.
Okay, love that advice. And a little birdie has told me there could be a raise on the very near horizon. Do you want to talk me through growth plans, why you've got the raise? You might as well drop in at this point what trade is doing, because I know you're making waves over there.
Yeah. Trade is a construction, payroll, and compliance software for specialty contractors. So our aim is to build the all-in-one back office software for teams to really focus on building and leave the back office operations to us. So we're thrilled to announce our $4.5 million seed round led by Technologies with support from Bloomberg Beta and Y Combinator.
Okay, nice. And give me a little pivot of your screen because I see you. I see where you
Yeah.
are.
Viva Las Vegas.
And Anna, if you had to tell the audience here, what is your favorite thing about Vegas? Don't overthink it. 3, 2, 1, go.
The restaurants, the proximity to incredible restaurants, right? I can walk downstairs and be at Carbone. You can't really argue that.
You're telling me it's not the poker tables. Don't lie. Don't lie.
That's very good. So I tend to stay away, especially on business trips.
Okay, good answer. Good answer. And I'd love to understand as well, the successes are great. You're extremely successful in multiple different areas from your career so far. Where I personally learn is where I've done a giant flop and I think, oh my God, that was a mistake. I'm never going to do that again. For you, have you got one moment in your career which, just that one which never budges, but it's actually helped you learn probably a lot more than the successes so far?
Yeah, I would say it was the kind of the closing months of my first startup, Curtain. We didn't navigate that situation properly. We got kind of caught with our tail between our legs in a way that I'll never let happen again. And there were a million, I say this a bunch as well, founders make 100, 1,000 micro decisions a week, right? We're constantly being put on an axis and have to choose which way we want to walk. And sometimes we do it right and sometimes we do it wrong. And I think when a startup is slowly crumbling, right, and failing, you're making just bad decision after bad decision. And I think about that time often, how I'll never let myself get there again, and the warning signs that were there, right? But as a first-time founder, you just aren't as able to step back and see macro the way that you can as a second-time founder.
For sure. Okay, I've actually got so many questions for you. I'm just not going to stop, but I love your rapid fire answers. from the time I've known you, which hasn't been years and years, but I've seen you move at a million miles per hour. You're back in Vegas again already when we last met in Vegas. What do you do to keep sane? I don't know if you are sane. I'm not very sane, to be honest, but how do you stay afloat when you've just got so much going on in the startup space?
It's a tough question to answer because I think what makes me happy won't necessarily make other people happy. Trade gives me all of the purpose, right? And so I'm so happy to wake up before the sun comes up and try to get a workout in. That's a key. Start with movement, right? Do something for yourself before the day takes over and the Slack messages take over. It's challenging to create balance, but I would say becoming a CEO of a startup, right? You have to radically prioritize everything. And so I've gotten super close to my family and my best friends in this time, and I lean on them in the days that I'm in town. But it's tough. It's tough to carve out those moments when I'm on the road a lot, right? And the priority is being in front of my customers, both current and prospective. And I'm committed to that right now. So any moments I can take in between to move my body, to eat well, to take my electrolytes, as we were talking about, and then to see the people I love. That's kind of what keeps me going.
I was waiting for the shameless plug of the electrolytes, just like
Did I do it? Product
sponsored
placement.
ad link. This is our first ever sponsor of the show. Is this going to get me sued? I'm kidding. No sponsorship opportunities happening here.
I have no brand money behind me. Just venture.
Okay. And lastly, I know that you are growing, will be growing the team, especially off the back of the funding. For people listening to this who may want a new chapter of their journey, why do you think trade is an exciting or even special place for them to apply for? And
Yeah, it's an amazing time to join trade, right? Like you are coming in at a fast growing startup that is completely de-risked. We have already proven that there is product market fit, that there is like real growing demand for this product. And at this point, it's not a will this work as a product? It's like, will this work in terms of execution? And that's a much safer time to join a startup, right? The product is de-risked. And so that's like, such solid footing to come in on. We're in person every day. It's like being in a war room, right? Like I'm the only one that's usually not there because I'm out and about closing
in Vegas.
deals. Yeah, in Vegas. Make it sound better than it is, but and so the ability to all be together and build this product where everyone has real ownership right now, from customer success through sales to engineering. We have a ton of open roles across engineering and success, and I encourage anyone who's remotely interested or excited by construction software to apply.
Awesome. And this question was asked to me the other day and it totally stumped me. So let's see how it lands with you. Curveball.
Okay.
But we've got Anna at the very start of her career, fresh out of college, whatever. If you could write like a letter or a note to yourself, to your younger you, you're still obviously young and blossoming, but to your younger you, what would you say to that person?
You are going to be rejected so many times. Keep going. Like and like I'm so proud that I trusted my gut and I listened to it. It wasn't even listening to my gut. Like I did the research, right? Like I knew trade deserved to exist. And so I just kept that conviction through so much doubt and so many people telling me like you shouldn't waste your time, literally. I'm so glad I didn't listen to the naysayers. But I would say like the rejection is, and rejection at different points in my career too, not just like in the trade era, but in so many different points. And you have to keep pushing through that and listen to where you want to go and build the life that you see for yourself. And rejection can be positive if you get to the other side.
There is one thing you mentioned on our last call, and
rejection is redirection.
Yeah, I loved it. You just said you'd got rejection, and firstly, you didn't even take the rejection. You were just like, "This is a no for now, but I will be back. So watch this space." How,
yes.
How do you have that attitude? Because a lot of people are going to get a no and see that as a no, but
yeah,
I suppose what's a framework you can give people to redirect that rejection to make it positive?
I do say all the time, like, no is temporary. And I think that that has been challenging for certain people that have come up to me professionally, right? Who have said a no. And I'm like, just wait. I'll keep going and I'll make it so that I have a like a bulletproof argument. There is an element here of delusional founder, right? And you have to remember that.
No.
Like, no, a little bit of me being like, no, I can change an industry. Like, 6 years ago, if I said that out loud, people would be like, what is this girl talking about? Right. But now I'm on the road. Right. And that's because I kept going. I collected the data points. I armed myself with an incredible team to bring this vision to life. And yeah, the framework is like have complete conviction by doing the research, right? Like arm yourself so that in your mind there is zero doubt, and then eventually people start believing you.
Anna, you're an inspo. I've got zero doubt in you, and well done for absolutely smashing it in the context space the last
Thank you.
however many years. Feels like it's been months. You're just moving so quick.
Yeah, it's been longer than that for sure. I think we're closing in on year 4. So
Boom, boom.
yeah.